Fellas, today we're talking about how to be aesthetic, all right? How to have an aesthetic body, how to look good. So why be aesthetic? I won't waste too much time, assuming you already want to be, but just the benefits are you're gonna have more self-respect, you're gonna be way more confident, right? When you look good naked, you just feel better about yourself. It is what it is, especially when you're younger, right? If you're in your 20s, your 30s even, having a great body is going to do a lot for your confidence. You are going to be more attractive. All right. So if you're single and you want to increase your dating options, having a better body will make you mentally more attractive because you're going to be more confident. But physically, you're just going to have more sex appeal. Even if you're not in the dating game, if you have a girlfriend or a wife, being sexually attractive to her is important, despite what you might hear about dad bods, despite the propaganda you might hear. All right, girls saying they don't like guys who are muscular. Maybe not, steroid level bodybuilders, but having a nice, solid physique is definitely going to only be a bonus in your relationship. All right. And when you feel better about yourself, you have more self respect. Your standards in life, not only just for the women that you date, but your standards in the way you approach life are going to be higher and you're going to have a better quality of life. All right. All right. So let's get into it. How to become aesthetic. It's very simple and just a few key principles. One is having some muscle. All right. You don't have to be on steroids. You don't have to look like a roided out bodybuilder per se, but having a little bit of muscle, having a low percentage of body fat, and this can be 14% or less. For most guys, 12% is going to be ideal. This can vary on everyone's body type, but this is just, some general guidelines. And then doing some minor adjustments like your tan, body hair, etc. All right. So the workout to become aesthetic. A full body workout is all you need. 3 to 4 times a week or, every other day. Now you can use traditional barbell weights if you like, or I prefer doing kettlebells and calisthenics, but either way, it's a similar type of approach. You can do a bench press, you can do rows, you can do squats and deadlifts, and hitting all of these is going to build a nice amount of muscle on your body. And it's the most efficient way to work out with a barbell. Applying that same logic to, let's say, kettlebells and calisthenics, you do push-ups, pull-ups, kettlebell squats, and kettlebell swings. You're going to hit all your major muscle groups. You're pretty much going to hit every muscle group in your body. All right. And so this is a way where you can get a fantastic workout, build muscle, look good, which is, the point of this video, but also be athletic. All right. And if you do 2 to 3 sets of each with varying rep ranges, this is more than enough to build a really solid physique. All right. If you want to be in the gym longer, you can. If you want to, I recommend just getting some kettlebells and just working out from home to save yourself time. But working out 2 to 3 hours a day, every day, is not going to get you 2 or 3x the results. Might get you a little more results in the short term, and the long term, you're probably going to get damage from overuse. All right, unless you're just in the gym, not even working out that much, just socializing. Which I get it if you're a young guy, you're a teenager, that makes sense. But if you're in your mid to late 20s or 30s, you don't have to be time doing that shit. Just work out from home. That's my opinion anyways. All right. But a full body workout, whether you want to use a traditional barbell or you want to do push-ups, pull-ups, and calisthenics, kettlebell, stuff like that. If you're in a full body workout 3 to 4 times a week for 30 minutes or 45 minutes, if you're a little slower, that's fine. You can get a fantastic workout in and you can build a fantastic physique. All right. 2 to 3 sets of each, like I said before. If you want more power and size, you can go heavier. I like to go lighter nowadays, more in the 15 reps to, even 50 to 100 reps, depending on what I'm doing. I found this carries over more for sports, especially for jiu-jitsu and MMA. If you're like in football, if you're like a linebacker or something, I can understand going for more power. But whatever you want to do, if you're doing a full body workout every other day, you're going to build some muscle and you're going to be in great shape. All right. So we can argue about which is the ideal, the perfect workout, which is, that's going to depend a lot on your goals. But if you're doing a full body workout every other day and you're hitting all your major muscle groups, you're going to build a fair amount of muscle and you're going to look good. All right. Cardio. Now, cardio is not something you have to do to be aesthetic. If you get your diet on point, which I'll talk about in a second, then you don't need to do it. I think cardio is fantastic for your health. I feel so much better after doing cardio, so I recommend that people do it. But if I'm being honest, it's not necessary if you are on point with your diet. All right. Now, if you're not quite on point with your diet, then doing extra cardio can definitely help to get you there. And like I said, for overall health and fitness, cardio is amazing. Human beings, where we are cardio machines, that's what we are designed to have, insane cardio. But if you don't care about that, then you don't need to do it. I like getting my cardio through combat sports, through jiu-jitsu. I used to box as well. So I think that's a fantastic way, especially if you're a man in your 20s or 30s, or even if you're a woman listening to this, whatever. Combat sports are fantastic. But running, swimming, bicycling, those are great as well. Or the most natural way is walking. Human beings were pretty much designed to walk all day long. If you look at what people have in common throughout the world who live the longest or are the healthiest, they're pretty much walking all the time. This isn't really realistic for most of us to just be walking all day, every day, due to just how technology is and our the current way we live life. But if you are able to walk more, that's always an added bonus for your health. All right. So just want to point, it's not really sexy, but walking is probably the healthiest thing you can do for yourself. All right. But yeah, cardio is fantastic. If your diet's not quite on point, you like to cheat sometimes, then adding some extra cardio in can really help. If you're doing kettlebells, one of the reasons I really like calisthenics, push-ups, pull-ups, and kettlebells is you can get the weightlifting in, and you can also get a cardio workout in without having to do extra cardio. So it can save you a lot of time. But if you want to do extra cardio on top of that, you can. And again, it's great for your health. It's not necessary, though, just to be aesthetic or to look good. All right, so diet. This is the most important part, okay? So there's a lot of people who argue about this. There's people who will say calories in versus calories out. And there's a lot of people who talk about the carnivore diet. And they're both right in a way, all right? If you are eating enough calories or you're burning more calories than you take in, you will lose weight and you will get shredded, all right, or at least lean. So there are vegans, there are vegetarians who can eat like this and still be lean. But it does take, generally, especially as you get older, if you're in your later 20s, early 30s, you might know what I'm talking about, where you have to be a lot more precise with this. The reason the carnivore diet or meat-based diets work really well, is because it's very, very, very difficult to overeat on a carnivore diet. All right. I'm not saying it's impossible. Even if you did overeat, like on a Monday, on the Tuesday, you're going to make up for it by not eating as much. It's very difficult to have excess body fat while on a meat-based diet. Okay. I'm just saying that. I'm throwing that out there. For anyone I've been able to convince to do a meat-based diet, they've all lost body fat. All right. I'm not someone who comes on here who if I have a friend who's vegetarian or vegan, I'm not mad at them. I eat whatever you want. But in terms of getting lean, this is, I think, the best way. Now, I'm not saying that humans are carnivores. I think we're clearly omnivores. We can eat meat and plants. We can eat a lot of things. Doesn't mean we should. But if you want to get lean and get shredded quickly and stay like that and still feel great, carnivore is the way to go, in my opinion. You can do pure carnivore, which is basically just meat and eggs. You can do dirty carnivore, which you meat, eggs, and maybe use some sauces, some seasonings. Maybe they have some plant shit in there that, whatever the pure carnivore people say not to eat. And it's probably not good for you, but you can still make your meat taste better. Pause. You can make the food that you eat taste better. And it's not really going to make a difference in your body, in your physique. Just being honest. All right. Or you can also do meat slash animal based, where you're still eating a lot of meat and eggs, and that's the majority of your calories. But you're also going to add in fruit and honey and dairy if you can tolerate it. All right. When I'm doing a lot of extra cardio like jujitsu, I feel a lot better when I'm eating more fruit and honey, especially in the summertime. So this is how I generally eat most of the year. I'll eat, meat based with a lot of steak, a lot of beef, some eggs, some fruit and honey, and cheese as well. But I've also done pure carnivore, and I get the most shredded on like that. So play around with this. You can do pure carnivore, dirty carnivore, or just do meat slash animal based. I think if you're an athlete, having those carbs from fruit and honey are going to really help out in your sports, and you're still going to be able to stay pretty lean. If you want to listen, you want to eat your bread, you want to do whatever, you're obviously free to live your life, and you want to count your calories. But I've noticed the carnivore diet, or at least a meat based diet, is the easiest way for the vast majority of people to stay lean without having to count their calories. I eat as much as I want, and I stay very lean, and I feel great. So it's something to consider. All right, body fat percentage. I just want to talk about this real quick. If you're 14% or less, this is going to be more than enough to be aesthetic, to look good. For most guys, again, we all store body fat a little bit differently, but 11 to 13% is going to be the sweet spot. A lot of guys really overestimate how lean they are. I've noticed this as I've done more coaching calls where I've on more of the fitness side of things. Like a lot of guys, once they got a six pack, they think they're at like 8% or something. I'm like, nah, bro, you're probably like 12%. Like you look great, you look fantastic, but whatever. It's not really a big deal. If people think they're leaner than they really are, it doesn't really matter. As long as you are healthy and you look good, you have your abs popping out. That's what matters. But you're generally going to be around 11 to 13% once you have a nice six pack. That doesn't mean shredded, right? But that means you have a nice six pack and you can maintain that kind of body composition year round. All right, so extras. So those are the main things, but these extras can definitely make a big difference. One is your skin tone. If you have an uneven skin tone, this can just make you look significantly worse. All right, especially on people who are lighter skinned, Northern European people or people of descent of that. But really, anyone, if your skin tone's really uneven, you're just not going to look as good. Going to tanning, tanning booths or stuff like that, I think that's stupid. If you get outside, go for a jog, if you like to do some cardio or just work out outside, do your push-ups outside. If you're outside for 15 minutes a day for 30 days, this is going to even out your tan for the most part. Okay. It's going to make you look a lot better. So it doesn't take too much. I don't think you should be afraid of the sun. And I think getting outside and, having the sun on your skin just feels good. All right. And it's gonna help you to be more aesthetic if your skin tone is more even. Okay, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. You don't have to stress out over so much. If you're already lean, you have abs, you're gonna look good regardless. But if you really want to top it off and look more aesthetic and look fantastic, get some sun and make sure your not your body composition, that your skin tone is relatively even throughout your body. Another thing is body hair. All right. And for some reason, guys don't like when I say this. Listen, guys, I'm just giving you the tools. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You want to have a crazy beard, you want to have all your body hair. Listen, bro, I could care less. I'm just telling you what looks the best. All right. And for most guys, trimmed or shaved, in terms of your body hair, is gonna look the best. And even for myself, I didn't like to admit it. Even when I had a six pack, I'm like, oh, I look good with my body hair. I look more masculine. But then when I shaved my chest hair and my happy trail, I looked leaner and I also looked bigger. So it's something to consider. Most guys are going to look more aesthetic. You can say it's feminine or whatever. I'm just telling you the truth. You're going to look better with either trimmed or shaved body hair. Now, there are some exceptions. I've noticed this with guys who are really shredded and they have thick body hair. They can actually look pretty good with body hair, with chest hair. This seems to be pretty common with Middle Eastern guys who have thick hair. Not to, sound weird, but yeah, you have like maybe a lot of thick chest hair, but they're also ripped. They can look really good. But, and so if you're that guy, you want to do that, go ahead. Henry Cavill, I think in Superman, he still had a lot of chest hair. He had it, but he still looked great, but he was absolutely shredded and he'd probably still look better without it. But you should always shave your shoulder and back hair. All right. You should definitely shave your shoulder and back hair, even if you want to keep your chest hair, whatever. Shave that shit. Yeah, every man looks better without that. All right. Evolutionarily, it popped up somehow. It is what it is, but it's not the most aesthetic thing in the world. All right. Again, if you don't care about being aesthetic, some guys say, "Oh, well, I don't care. I want to have." All right, do what you want to do, bro. You want to be a caveman? Hey, bro, be a caveman. But if you want to optimize how you look, shave it off. It takes like 5 seconds. All right, you're gonna look a lot better. And your girlfriend, or if you're dating, girls are gonna appreciate it more. All right, just saying. If you want to have a beard, that's fine, but make sure you get it trimmed, trim it yourself, or you go to the barber and they keep it fresh. Okay? Have some good hygiene. Getting a haircut, now this guide was more based on your body, but getting a regular haircut is going to make a big difference in how you look. All right? If you don't want to get a haircut, hair's a little crazy, you can wear a beanie like I'm doing right now. But getting a haircut is going to be going to really help out. It's going to go with your physique, especially if you have a nice solid physique, you have a nice haircut, boom, boom, boom. If you're going bald, just shave it. Or you want to get a hair transplant, do that. Or some guys get like the tattoo. It doesn't look like a tattoo. It looks like they have a buzz cut, but for their hairline, do one of those things. But when you have a really a weak hairline, it's receding pretty hard. Come on, bro. Just shave it off, or get a hair transplant, or do something. But every guy I've seen with a shaved head looks better than a guy with a really bad receding hairline. So that's my opinion. Do what you want to do. But yeah, guys, this is how you get aesthetic. You have a good amount of muscle. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. All right, you can do that. We can work out from home, 30 minutes a day, 3 or 4 times a week, full body workout. Eat a carnivore diet or a meat-based diet. All right. Get your skin tone even, keep the body hair trimmed, and you're going to look pretty fucking solid. All right. Now, if you want to put in more work on top of that, cool, do it. No problem. But if you do that alone and you wear clothes that fit you, you take showers, you have a good hygiene, you're going to look aesthetic. You're going to look good. You're going to look really solid. All right. And that's really all it takes. All right. And if you maintain that, especially as you get older, if you're 21, 22 watching this, it may not seem like that big of a deal. By the time you get to your later 20s, most of the guys your age, they might be making more money they used to make, but they will totally let themselves go. All right. And so you're going to be, maybe if you're 21, 22, 23, you may be, top 30%, might not be a big deal. By the time you get to age 30 and you're still in shape, right? You still have a good baseline of aesthetics. You're going to be probably in the top 5%, of guys with like a solid body and just, looking aesthetic, which is going to make a big difference in your relationship or in your dating life. So, and for your own ego, let's be honest, this is ego, and it's good. It's gonna look good when you're young. I think every young man should at least have a point in his life where he's strong, in shape, and he's proud of the way he looks. All right. It's not the meaning of life. It's not going to give you, it's not going to solve every issue in your life, but it is going to make your life a lot better. And so get aesthetic, get in shape, work out, eat well, be healthy, and look good while doing it. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And until next time, gratitude and Godspeed.